Hello, welcome to the Cut 9 channel. My name is Shane, and today I've got a message for you. I'm going to be connecting to the energy of Mars as it is in the sky, as we can see with our eyes, telescopes, observational methods. So this is not where Mars is according to Western tropical astrology right now, although it might be in Sagittarius, I'm not sure. But it's probably in Capricorn, according to Western Tropical. But if you were to look at the actual sky with your eyes, this is where Mars would be. Western Tropical is a seasonal astrology. All the signs are given 30 degrees each. The signs are different sizes in the sky. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different system. This is the one I like to use. Anyway, that being said, I ask that you always use your own intuition above anything that I say. This reading is for entertainment purposes only. So let's go. So as you can see, the Sun, Venus, Mercury is entering Sagittarius now too, and Mars are all in Sagittarius. And if we look at the true sky chart, see it's at 14 degrees. Sagittarius right on the cusp of the 10th and 11th house. So public perception, career, the things you do out in the world that other people can see. And then also the collective energy, the future, right? The things we do together, the larger picture, the 11th house. So that is what we're dealing with in today's message. And it's interesting because I ended up getting on the pre-shuffle the Emperor on the bottom of the tarot. So Mars energy coming through right off the bat. And also the Judge. So making decisions, right? You can see there's a hand almost being like no, and then another hand being like yes. So it's like it's a this not that kind of energy. It's interesting, this goes really well with the Emperor, a very decisive figure, right? And then underneath I had the Page of Wands, and then for the archetypes, the Eternal Child. So these energies are mirroring each other very well right now. And we have this dichotomy here of young and old, somebody in a position of authority and somebody in a position of childhood, of creativity, joy, playfulness. This could be two aspects of one person as well. We'll have to see as we go deeper into the reading. So I always like to start these off with a saying. So, Spirit, please give us the most appropriate saying for this message today. Thank you. When the cat's away, the mice play. Yeah. So, immediately, it's like this emperor-child, older, young dichotomy coming through again, but in this case, it's like, the cat is kind of like the decider in some ways when it comes to the mouse, because it decides if the mouse lives or not, right? Or at least it can try to. It can try to catch the mouse and then decide if it does catch the mouse, if it lives or dies. But this saying is giving me this idea of the mice are aware of the cat, for one, and they know not to come out and play until the cat is gone. So it's like this idea of doing something kind of hidden in the background, like being creative, being open, expressive, only when you know it's safe to do so. So there is this energy of kind of like this imposing figure, right? Coming through. Someone who maybe in some way suppresses this creative, childlike energy. Alright, let's also get a figure here to go another layer deeper. Music, yeah. Creativity. Fun, joy, lightheartedness. Expression, right? Playfulness. I'm hearing the three blind mice in my head, Three blind mice, see how they run. Dun, 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 dun. Three blind mice. I don't remember all the words, but it's a that's a song that it's a children's song, right? It's a little nursery rhyme. And it is funny because, yeah, mice, plural, more than one. So it's like there's this singular imposing figure that kind of like puts a damper on the joy of others, is kind of how this is coming through. And it's interesting that the mice in the three blind mice are they're blind, right? They're blind to something. There's something they're not seeing. So I think that's a good place for us to start. Let me get some nouns and then I'll pull some cards. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna we'll do 4 today. Alright, Spirit, please give us the most appropriate words for this message today. Thank you. Theory, toothpaste, pan, dinosaurs. Don't forget to brush your teeth, y'all. Take care of your teeth. It's funny because toothpaste, it makes me think of, back when compact disc CDs were really big and they would get scratched up. I believe you could actually like coat it in toothpaste to help like clean it and remove some of the surface scratches, I believe. That was one way. I also remember bananas being another method for that, or maybe a combination of the two. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. But it's a theory, right? And I feel like it was proven to some extent. People tried it, and I feel like they had success with it. It stuck around, that's for sure. So we have a theory, this idea of cleaning in teeth, right? What do teeth do? They allow you to chew food in order to digest more easily internally, right? It's like processing something before you fully take it in. So this idea, and also of like cleaning it up, right? So it's like cleaning up a theory. Pan makes me think of like panning for gold. You're looking for the value in something. You're sifting through. You're cleaning it out, right? Toothpaste. And then dinosaurs. You're looking for something ancient, something old. Yeah. Like I was saying, old and young, right? Perhaps you have a theory about this oppressive figure. Whether this be like a person or an institution, a job, a boss, put it where it goes for you. Someone in a position of authority in order to make judgment calls, right? Judge. It's kind of hard to, there we go, judge. And if this is about aspects of yourself, maybe it is kind of saying that your emperor is kind of like inhibiting your page of wands, right? Your inner child. Perhaps you're being too harsh with yourself about something, too judgmental, and you're kind of dimming your own light. If this is not external to you. I'm going to leave those cards on the table. Alright, so I'm going to pull some cards, and we're going to see what are the mice blind to? What is the inner child blind to about this emperor? The Wheel of Fortune. On the bottom. So we have big changes. So it's almost like being unaware of something that's about to shift. Your theories about something are about to change in a big way. Let's see what else we got. Two of Swords, yeah. You've been pondering this for a long time. Been caught in the middle of like, well, it could be this, it could be that. I don't really know what's going on exactly. You have the Eight of Cups, yeah. This is like moving away, moving up. Leaving old feelings behind in order to elevate to a new position. Double eights, Eight of Wands. Yeah, communication, progress, forward movement, or just movement in general. Lots of energy. So it seems that the wheel is turning, right? The wheel is turning and we are leaving something behind so that we may fly, right? Fly faster, fly farther. And the theories we were entertaining before, the things we were trying to clean up, the things we were looking for, panning for gold, you know, all the evidence, right? Dinosaur bones is what's coming to mind here. I'm getting the feeling that they're not going to matter anymore once this big change happens. Because this Eight of Cups, it's like, you know, it's just like, I'm done with this, right? It doesn't matter anymore. I'm over it, essentially. Because once you take the emotions out of it, I mean, there's no energy there left, right? You're just moving on. So look at the Judge from a different angle, right? It's like you were trying to see something as like black and white, or figure out all the details of what happened in the past, right? Dinosaurs, panning through all the dirt, trying to find something valuable in here, cleaning it up, trying to digest it, right? Chewing on it, thinking about it, coming up with your theories. But then something happens, and none of that matters anymore. And you're now in a position to be more childlike and free. Page of Wands, Eternal Child. Let's see, let me get a couple more archetypes here. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Ring. So this might have been like a loop you were caught in for a while. A situation that, you know, you were kind of just like, I'm almost seeing like somebody holding a ring and kind of just like flipping it around in their hand and staring at it and looking at it from all these different angles, but never really able to like solidly say anything about it. And we also have the Tear here, right? This makes me think of that Eight of Cups energy as well, letting go. There's going to be some grief associated with this moving on, but it seems to be for the better. And it has something to do with your intuition, your wisdom, right? The crone, the wise, the wisdom of the Mother, Maiden, Crone trilogy, right? She's been through it all. She's at the end of the cycle. And there's something valuable there. See that coin the crow is holding? And the hand is holding the crow is holding the coin. You're going to be trusted with something. That's what I'm hearing. Staring at the crone here. I'm almost getting, like, it's almost like evidence that the crow is holding, right? It's like evidence related to these theories that you've been coming up with. And once it's, like, revealed, you know, once the wheel turns, right, and this is revealed, then it doesn't matter anymore, right? Because then the truth is out. That's why it doesn't matter anymore. And that's why you're able to move on. You're no longer emotionally invested in trying to figure it out. Because it's like, well, here it is. Is this what you wanted? There's a need for strength here, right? Seems like this reveal may be it might be a hard truth. I'm also seeing the need for healing, the star underneath strength, and then balance, yeah. Temperance underneath the star. So we have strength, the star, balance, and the Wheel of Fortune all together. I mean, this is big energy. Yeah, this is a big, whatever this is a big reveal. And the star, I mean, once again, this is another energy of a reveal, right? It's like, here I am, here's the truth. And the truth allows for healing, because it's the truth, right? Once you know the truth, well, then you can be strong. And you can process, right? You can feel the feelings. Because now you know, for sure. All your theories, all your intuitions, all the bones you were looking for, all the cold hard facts you were panning for. It's like, well, here they are. It does seem to bring a level of stability to someone. King of Pentacles underneath all these major arcana, right? Yeah, and results. Yeah. I think this one will be a short one today. The three blind mice. The mice come out to play when the cat's away. When the cat's away, the mice come out to play. It seems like whatever's been going on, whatever situation, whether it's just internal or something external and internal, or it's just something external, you know, to me it's probably both. It's internal and external. But through all of this, you have just been being very careful. You know who the cats are, or who the cat is, or what the cat is in this situation, right? And you know when it was safe to come out and play, and where it was safe to come out and play, and to express, and to shine your light. Right? But you were blind to something. It's like you were out there playing, but you were playing in the dark. You couldn't see exactly what it is you were playing with. And there were others in the dark with you, the three blind mice, right? Three aspects of yourself, or literally you and two others, or maybe, yeah, you know? Whatever was going on, there was more than one person catching on to it. They just couldn't see it. But it's like, yeah, there's a big change in this, and then suddenly it's like, I don't know, the mice can see, right? It's like they all get miraculously healed, and then their vision is cleared. They're given something. They were already given something solid using their intuition, right? Just feeling around in the dark. But now, the bird is in the hand, and the bird has something in its hand, in its claws, right? It's clutched onto something tangible. Alright, so, very interesting. I'm excited to see how this works itself out. I definitely have been feeling this in my own life. So if you have, definitely share in the comments below if you feel so inclined. Also, I keep forgetting to say this, but check the description box below for my links if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me. I have that set up now. Also, I have a donation through Buy Me a Coffee if you feel like supporting the channel. If you like the video, please like it, all that good stuff. Yeah, anyway, let's get the advice. I like to start the advice with verbs, some action words. We're gonna reduce these to just 4. Alright, Spirit, please give us the most appropriate action words for the advice related to this message, for the viewer, for who it is meant for. Thank you. Ooh, more. Bubble. Complete. Wine. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so to moor, right, is, I believe, it's like a ship mooring in a harbor. It's like anchoring down. So it's almost this idea, well, not almost, it is this idea of anchoring into something, like being really confident in like, okay, this is where I'm settling right here. It's safe for me to stop here. This is where I've landed. This is where I've sailed to. This is where I've arrived. And now I can anchor down, I can moor here. And I believe mooring implies like a long-term stay too. You know what, let's just, this is why we have the internet here. Let's see, as a noun, we don't want the noun, we want the verb. To make fast a vessel by means of cables, anchors, or lines, moor a ship to a dock. Yeah, you're anchoring to something. To fix in place, secure, fasten. To provide with an abiding emotional attachment. Wow. A politician moored to the family back home. Okay, so that adds another, yeah, because we're dealing with water here, right? So emotions. Yeah, that makes sense. You're like anchoring emotionally in something because now you know it's safe to do so. Now that the truth has come out, right? Or even before the truth comes out, I think the advice here is that it is safe to be emotionally invested in your situation. Interesting. And then bubble, that's like that childlike energy, right? Like, it makes me think of like, you know, a kid blowing bubbles and then like playing with the bubbles, popping them, chasing them. Something bubbling up to the surface from inside, right? From deep down, and you're just letting it bubble out. It's made me think SpongeBob. He loves blowing bubbles, right? Complete. Yeah. So this emotional anchoring into something, this mooring and this bubbling, is going to allow you to complete this cycle, right? Let me see, where is that? Yeah. The ring, the cycle. You have the number 57 or 12 or 3 coming through. Very creative energy. 5 and 7 together. 5 is like breakthrough, right? And 7 is a very introspective number. Very reflective, mystical, spiritual number. So it's like a breakthrough, an internal breakthrough as a result of this. But it's a very creative one as well, because it reduces to the number 3, which is the Trinity, right? It's the lowest number that produces a like enclosed shape, the triangle, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, to full. It's very playful energy, fresh start, beginning of a new cycle. Something completes, the next cycle begins, and you are going into it fully trusting, faithfully, or at least that's the advice, is to trust the beginning of this new cycle. And trust your instincts, right? Can't help but notice this wolf. Also, the next full moon we're having is called the wolf moon. I found that out in one of the last readings I recorded. So yeah, trust. I think it's funny that the 4th verb here for advice is wine. I'm gonna pull cards on that because I feel like it's a flip it situation. It's not telling you to whine, right? It's probably warning you not to whine about something, or maybe that you're going to have to be putting up with some whining as a result of this completion, of this reveal, right? And it's to just like anchor your emotions down, become very stable in the situation, you know, let whatever it is that needs to bubble up to the surface, and it will complete, right? And all of the whining, all of the, you know, you're just gonna have to let it come out, let it flow, listen, or if you feel a need to whine, I guess the advice would be to just do it and get it out, let it bubble out, right? And make sure you're anchored down, moored into place as well. Ten of Wands, yeah, another completion, right? There's the completion. This burden being put down, coming to an end. The full Ten of Wands, yeah, that's the end of a burden, right? I'm gonna get 4 cards since we have 4 words here. So far, in order, we have more with the Fool. So this is like absolutely trusting that it is safe to be emotionally invested, right? To anchor yourself, to tie yourself to this thing, this situation. It's okay. And then Bubble with 10 of Wands. Yeah, this is like letting all that dense energy that has built up, just let it bubble out. Let it rise to the surface and let it go. This weight. Alright, so what do we have for complete? I'm just going to pull the last 2. And we'll see. On the bottom we have the Hermit. Virgo energy, spiritual enlightenment, right? Self-reflection, processing, looking deep into what happened here, and then taking that wisdom with you into the next cycle. So for complete, we have 8 of Cups. Yeah, there's the 8 of Cups again. Yeah, you're walking away. From this last thing, or you're leaving behind the way you were emotionally invested in the previous cycle, and then you're mooring your feelings, your emotions safely into the result, the next thing, right? And then 7 of Swords, deception with wine. Interesting, yeah. So don't let, don't let other people's perceptions of the situation, whatever it may be for you, deceive you. Like, change your thoughts, or, you know, influence you in a way that would ruin your trust and your ability and to anchor into this next cycle, right? That's the advice here. Beware of the whiners. Beware of the whining. It's deceptive. It's a trick on your mind, on your perception for this next cycle that you're going into. Yeah, just make sure that you're being discerning, using your own investigative skills, going within, listening to your intuition and the logic, putting them together, and anchoring into that. And that will bring you harmony. 10 of Cups underneath the Hermit. Yeah. So doing that will bring you harmony for this next cycle. And confidence. Ooh, King and Queen of Wands together. Wow. Yeah, very creative. Like I said, the number 3 was coming through 57, 12, 3. Those numbers could be important to you in some way. But yeah, very creative next cycle, very balanced, masculine, feminine energies here. And yeah, balance, justice underneath that. And the 2 of Cups underneath that, unity. Yeah, it's just repeating itself. It's like this next cycle for you is going to be very balanced. You're going to have your masculine and feminine sides very balanced in this next cycle. Just beware of the whiners, right? The people who are complaining, stepping the past of, oh, this all just happened. Well, okay, it happened, but we know what it is now. We know the truth. You know, process it how you need to so that you can come to this place of peace and then enter this King and Queen of Wands phase of the next cycle. You know, now that you know the truth, what are you going to do? You're no longer a blind mouse. So where are you going to go play now? Alright. That is all I have. Very cool message. Thank you for being here with me. And yeah, like I said, check the description box for all the links if you're interested in booking a reading with me. Feel free to share in the comments below, like the video if you enjoyed. And yeah, as always, take care of yourselves, keep your heart open. Bye!